Hi, my name is Yasu from Japan, and in my video, I drink sake in both, introduce both in Japanese and English. And then when I drink, I do Hitorigoto, which means talking to myself. And I'm trying to get you guys interested in Japanese sake. So when you visit Japan, I hope you're gonna try drink Japanese sake. So today I'm going to drink this sake. I like the design of this bottle. The name of sake is ZAKU. It's from Mie Prefectures, produced by Shimizuseizaburoshoten sakebrewery. It's a junmaiginjo sake, and they use aiyama rice to make this Japanese sake, which means that most likely it's gonna be very sweet and then juicy. I really love the design of this bottle. It's cute but stylish. And then I'm going to talk about the newly built home price, the apartment price in Tokyo and then Osaka, because the new data just came in, which is the October results, and as well as I'm going to talk about the home loan interest rate for November. But first of all, cheers. The smell is really sweet. Whenever I smell the sake which made out of the aiyama rice, I'm really fascinated. How can they make, this smell by using rice? Very sweet, juicy, but a little bit quiet compared to most of the aiyama rice sake. And the flavor is yes, sweet, juicy, but the flavor also is quiet. That means like it's not too much, so I can kind of keep drinking it. Even though I'm not really big fan of the super sweet sake, which usually happens with aiyama rice sake, but this one I can keep drinking it. It's actually nice. Oh, so good. Anyway, so yeah, the longest period of the time that people can borrow for the housing loan in Japan is 35 years, and one of the popular one is called flat 35. Basically, it's a fixed interest rate once you sign and borrow it for the entire 35 years. And as of November 2022, if you can be qualified for the lowest interest rate with this one, that would be 1.54%. It's really, really low still, especially if you're from, let's say, the US. I think the housing loan in the US, the 30 years one, is already exceeding 7%, which is really crazy. So yeah, from that perspective, 1.54% is ridiculously low. But two things that you have to know about Japan. First of all, how much people can borrow really tied with their annual income in this country. And then you have to know that the average annual income in Japan has been decreasing almost over 20 years already. So it's really affecting how much people can borrow if the interest goes up, even though it's still super low. Yeah. And then 1.54%, it's the level of 2015. It's really going up already from, Japanese people's perspective. And then like I talk about this topic once a month. And then I've been telling people that it seems like the property price, the newly built apartment for Tokyo 23 ward, seems like it already hit the ceiling, and then most likely it has been the case. So there is an institution called Real Estate Economic Institution. They release a lot of data about real estate. One of them that they do once a month is newly built apartment information, the contract rate, average sales price, and so on. Entire Kanto regions, Tokyo, Saitama, Kanagawa, Chiba prefectures, and then Kinki regions like Osaka, Hyogo, Wakayama, Shiga, Nara, and Kyoto, and so on. I'm not gonna go over everything. I will only talk about Tokyo 23 ward and then Osaka City. So the October result, not looking good for Tokyo 23 ward. Unfortunately, the contract rate is still below 70%. For those people who don't know, the contract rate, if it's below 70%, that means consumers are not really buying it. That indicates that eventually, if it continues to be lower than 70%, then there would be a pressure on the price of those newly constructed apartments to go down eventually, because consumers are not really aggressively buying it. And then it has been below 70%, I think almost entire for the entire year this year, 2022. October, 64.5%, so it's not improving. Average sales price, it actually went up by 10% compared to last November. Average sales price is like 93 million Japanese, and it's very expensive because if you take a look at the, let's say, Kanagawa or like the western side of Tokyo, like outside of Tokyo 23 ward, average sales price is like 46 million Japanese yen or 59 million Japanese yen. So once you move out of Tokyo 23 ward, everything is really not really, but like it's cheaper, at least 30% or 40% down. But that really indicates that the average price for the real estate sector in Japan, Tokyo 23 ward, is the key factor to push the price to go higher. So if something happens there, everything would actually go down. So for average sales price is still increasing compared to at least YOY. However, like I mentioned, the contract rate 64.5%, and it's been below 70% for the entire 2022 so far. So we need to really watch out. And then one of the reasons is, of course, because the interest rate has been increasing. People cannot really borrow as much as they want to buy those more expensive properties. And then because another factor, as I mentioned, Japanese people's salary doesn't go up. So that's Tokyo 23 word. Osaka City, it's a completely different story because it has been doing well. Contract rate always above 70%, and then even October, Osaka City's contract rate for newly built apartment is 75.9%. Very good result. People really buying it. And on top of that, the average sales price actually went up by 47%. Very interesting. Which is still like 58 million Japanese yen. So compared to Tokyo 23 ward, like 40% less. 40% less. But as I mentioned, except Tokyo 23 ward, property price in other prefectures are very cheap and affordable in a way. But eventually we're gonna have issues because unless people's salary doesn't go up, then there is always a limit that how much people can borrow. So eventually it's gonna put the pressure on the property price. Tokyo 23 ward, it's already happening most likely. We will just simply wait to see the trend soon, but so far Osaka City, the performance has been really well. Anyway, so that's really the results, and we'll see what's going to be happening while I'm drinking sake, and then hopefully you're going to drink sake as well. So this is ZAKU, that's the name of the sake. They use aiyama rice. Name of the sake breweries is Shimizuseizaburoshoten. It's located in Mie Prefecture's very sweet, juicy smell, and the flavor is as well. But compared to typical aiyama rice sakes, both smell and flavor are a little bit more quiet because it's a junmaiginjo sake. So even though you don't really like sweet sake or sweet alcohol, I think you can enjoy it. Like you've been watching me drinking a lot. So yeah, I definitely recommend this one. But let's say you visit Japan, try some sake. If there's anything that you recommend, please let me know because I want to try something new. And if you can subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate. And then I hope to see you in my next video. So for now, じゃあね、bye.